You saved for years. You negotiated the price. You locked the rate. Then boom! At closing, you're hit with a bill so confusing, so bloated, it feels illegal. And the worst part? Nobody warned you. Today, I'll break down every hidden closing cost, who charges it, which ones are negotiable, which ones are pure nonsense, and how to avoid overpaying thousands of dollars legally. If you're buying a home, refinancing, or even thinking about it, this video could save you more money than negotiating the price itself. Let's expose the fees nobody mentions. Closing costs aren't one fee. They're a pile of tiny charges from lenders, title companies, lawyers, government offices, and middlemen who quietly skim your transaction. On average, closing costs are 2% to 5% of the home price. On a $500,000 home, that's $10,000 to $25,000 on top of your down payment. And here's the trap. Most buyers only focus on the interest rate. But closing costs can wipe out years of savings in one signature. Let's start with the lender, because this is where creativity thrives. First, the origination fee. It sounds official. It sounds unavoidable. In reality, it's just the lender charging you for doing their job, usually 0.5% to 1% of the loan amount. On a $400,000 loan, that's $2,000 to $4,000. Here's the truth. Some lenders waive it. Others inflate it to lower your interest rate and hide the trade-off. Next is the application fee. This one hurts emotionally. You pay just to apply, even if you're denied. It ranges from $300 to $700. Many lenders quietly pocket this and still charge you origination later. Then there's the underwriting fee. You'd think underwriting is part of lending. Apparently not. They charge $500 to $1,000 to decide if you're good enough to borrow money you already qualified for. And finally, the processing fee. This one is pure vibes. No standard cost, no standard service. Just paperwork with a price tag. Here's a red flag rule. If a lender lists origination, underwriting, and processing, you're likely being triple charged. Now let's talk about points. Discount points sound smart. You pay up front to lower your interest rate. 1 point equals 1% of the loan. Here's the catch. If you don't stay in the home long enough, you never break even. Lenders love pushing points because it boosts their upfront profit. Here's the rule of thumb. If you're not staying 7 to 10 years, points usually don't make sense. Next comes title fees. This is where most buyers give up understanding and quietly overpay. First, the title search. Someone checks if the seller actually owns the house. It costs $200 to $400. It's reasonable and it's necessary. Then there's title insurance. This one feels scammy until you need it. It protects against unknown liens, ownership disputes, and clerical errors from decades ago. Here's the kicker. There are two policies. One protects the lender, one protects you. Guess which one is required? The lender's. Owner's title insurance is optional, but skipping it is gambling your entire property. Then there's the settlement or escrow fee. You pay a third party to hold the money and make sure nobody runs away with it. It's usually $500 to $1,000. Legit, but still negotiable. Some fees actually are unavoidable. Recording fees are charged by the county to record your deed and mortgage. They're small, annoying, and necessary. Then there are transfer taxes. This one varies wildly by location. It might be paid by the buyer, paid by the seller, or split, and it can be thousands of dollars. This should be negotiated before you sign the contract, not discovered at closing. Now let's talk about prepaids. These aren't fees, but they feel like it. Property taxes are prepaid for months in advance. Homeowners insurance is paid upfront for the first year, and interest is charged from closing day to the end of the month. Here's why buyers get mad. They think they're being charged extra. They're not, but lenders love letting you believe that, because confusion prevents questions. Now for the fees nobody warns you about. Courier fees. $50 to send documents. In 2026, fax fees still exist, somehow. Rate lock extension fees. If your closing gets delayed, you might pay hundreds per day. And then there are administrative fees. Translation: we named a fee. So you wouldn't ask. Here's the power move. Ask, which of these fees are negotiable? Then stay silent. Silence is leverage. Here's how smart buyers pay less legally. They compare loan estimates, not rates. They ask lenders to match fees, not promises. They negotiate seller credits. They question every vague charge. And they walk away if needed. Remember this: the house is emotional. The closing statement is business. If you don't control it, someone else will profit from it. If this video saved you money or future stress, hit like. So more buyers stop getting blindsided. Subscribe if you want money explained, without sugarcoating or sales talk. And next time someone says, closing costs aren't that bad, you'll know exactly where the money went.